Well, I've got a quick and easy one for you today. Instant Pot vegetable broth. And I am so excited because it's soup season. Yeah, it's true. It is still 100 degrees here in Arizona. But you know what? I declare September the beginning of soup season. So let's get to this quick, easy Instant Pot vegetable broth. Welcome back to the Spicy Apron Cooking Show. My name is Heather and I am here to show you the easiest ways to get the best results in your kitchen. I do focus on clean eating, and today I'm going to make homemade Instant Pot vegetable broth. It could not be easier. And once you do this, you're never gonna go back to store-bought. Now, the beautiful thing about this broth is you can use pretty much any extra vegetables or vegetable scraps that you have. I like to build in a little bit of flavor, so I'm gonna saute some of those vegetables first. You could skip this step if you are short on time, but I do highly recommend it. So start off by drizzling just a couple of tablespoons of olive oil into your Instant Pot. And now I am going to saute some onions to give them a little bit of depth and flavor and caramelization. And yes, I do leave the skins on. And I just take the onion and I cut it into fourths and toss it into my hot Instant Pot. I have had it warming up on the saute mode for a couple of minutes. So you put them flat side down and you want to saute them just until they get a little bit brown. Now, while these are sauteing, let me show you what else we have in this vegetable broth. I like to put in cremini mushrooms. Now, a lot of people don't do this, but the reason I do it is it adds a really, really rich color. You will see that at the end. And it also adds a depth of flavor that you don't get if you don't put that in. If you really do not like mushrooms, then just leave them out. So just add the mushrooms to the onions as they're sauteing. And give those all a little stir. I'll tell you what, maybe the reason I saute the onions is just so I can smell them. They are so good. And the full recipe link is in the description box below. Okay, once you give those mushrooms and onions a little bit of a stir, then I add a whole head of garlic. I have not peeled it, but I have rinsed it off. Now you're also gonna throw the garlic in there cut side down. Just kind of squish it down into the bottom of your Instant Pot. Now, if you are looking for more soup recipes or Instant Pot recipes, you know I do a ton of these. I also do a lot of air fryer recipes. I do invite you to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell because you will be notified every time a new video comes out. Wow, this just smells and looks amazing. Okay, now that those are sauteed, let's go ahead and add the rest of the ingredients. I like to add some carrots and celery, and then I always sneak in a jalapeno pepper. Yes, I know, you guys who follow me know I like it spicy. Feel free to omit that if you want. We are gonna strain this at the end, so the jalapeno seeds will come out. And really at this point, we're just gonna dump the rest of the stuff in. Another ingredient that I like to add is fresh ginger. It's very, very good for your gut health. And I like the little pop of flavor that it adds. I take about a 2-inch piece, I scrub it well, and then cut it in half. I also will add just a handful of parsley and a tablespoon of peppercorns. So now that everything's in here, it's time to add the liquid. I'm going to turn it off of saute for now and add about 8 to 9 cups of water. Now, when you're adding the water, it's important to not go over the max fill line that is written on the inside of your Instant Pot. Okay, give this a stir. And then the last thing that I add are a couple of bay leaves for, again, that little extra depth of flavor. I know you're probably thinking, well, Heather, you didn't even add any salt. No, I have not added salt yet. It will definitely need salt, but I like to add the salt after it's done and strained, and then I can get a really good taste on how much salt it needs. Okay, now that everything is stirred in here, we're gonna put the lid on and pressure cook it on high for 30 minutes and then let it naturally release for 10 minutes. That means you just let it sit and you don't do anything. After that time has passed, you go ahead and release the pressure valve. But for now, make sure it is on sealing and let it pressure cook on high for 30 minutes. Okay, time is up. Now, it does take about 10 minutes to come to pressure. Then you pressure cook it for 30, then you let it sit another 10 minutes or so, and then you have to release the pressure. So I would say the total time is about an hour. But, oh, you guys, that smells so good. But you will have fresh homemade vegetable broth anytime you want, and it is way cheaper than quality vegetable broth that you buy in the store. So now let's strain it. You gotta get situated here. My regular watchers know sometimes I can make a mess in stuff like this. Now I'm actually running it through two. I'm running it through a colander and a fine mesh. That might be a little bit of an overkill, but it's the jalapeno seeds. I want to make sure I catch them. And let's look at this beautiful broth. And I'm certain I'll have to do this in a couple batches. Oh my goodness, that color from the mushrooms. Hold on, let me get rid of these. I'll show you. Can you see that? Can you see the color? Okay, now I'm gonna pour this into a funnel. Into how I like to keep it is in these mason jars. They're 2 cups each. And so for whatever recipe I'm using, I'll just grab a couple of cups. If I'm doing a bigger soup, I'll get 4 cups. And that reminds me, I want you guys to vote. What would you like me to focus on in the next few videos? Would you rather it be soups? Would you rather it be Instant Pot recipes? Would you rather it be air fryer recipes? Because I do a lot of those too. So please comment below with your vote of what you want me to focus on. Now, let me pour it into my mason jar. Yes, I will be using a funnel for this. It's super hot. I don't even have anything to say about that mess. Okay, so just ignoring the whole big fat mess I just made, I really want you guys to focus on, look, woo, that's hot. Look at this beautiful broth, this homemade Instant Pot vegetable broth. It's super rich. It's got a lot of depth of flavor. And yes, like I said, you will have to add salt when you're using it in your recipe. I like to modify the amount of salt I'm using depending on the recipe. So there you have it, your homemade vegetable broth, Instant Pot vegetable broth. It's fabulous. If you liked this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It really does help push the videos out to other people. So thank you for tuning into the Spicy Apron Cooking Show. Happy cooking and happy eating.